How's it going, everybody? Sanity here. So yes, obviously, a little bit more of a serious video in comparison to what I've been recently uploading, but I feel like I should just kind of talk about this, largely because it's caught my interest, and I feel like at least spreading the word, and that is, of course, the situation surrounding a certain YouTuber that goes by the name of Synnibear03, or as apparently she used to go by, and I wish I was making this up, Scootaloo Loves Sans. I feel like that name alone should have just been a red flag as to what would soon to come, but you know what, at this point I think everyone can just agree that hindsight is 2020. But of course, apparently Synnibear, or as I'm just going to be shortening her name down to Synni for the rest of this video, is currently under fire for a lot of, well, justified reasons. One reason is quite literally the fact that she groomed a 14-year-old, and apparently this is also just a pattern of behavior, as she apparently did very similar things with a 17-year-old like a year ago, apparently. And of course, there's a bunch of other things, but I'll be getting into a lot of those as we kind of go through everything point by point here. So, of course, first of all, we have the entire thing that happened recently, which, according to a video created by Synni's now former roommate Birdie, apparently she's been in contact with this 14-year-old up until about 3 days before the recording of Birdie's video. Just to put into perspective, apparently she was talking with this person for God knows how long and only stopped 3 days ago after Birdie ended up discovering how old the person was, which is just... that's just absolutely disgusting. And apparently, according to Birdie's video, Synni even knew that what she was doing was wrong, as she would constantly try to hide everything and try to, you know, kind of like downplay a lot of things and not really admit to what in the world is going on, and would only admit to, you know, her wrongdoings after it was revealed just how old the fucking person was, and after the person ended up making an entire fucking Google document calling Synni's ass out. To kind of explain what a lot of these DMs essentially contained, I'll leave the documents as well as Birdie's video down in the description below, so that way you guys can take a look at it for yourself. But, like, the DMs basically contain a lot of very disgusting shit, a lot of, you know, just, basically just sexting, sending pornography, and even creating sexual assault pornography, featuring a Friday Night Funkin' character that is, that it was created by a minor, I should mention, as well. So apparently she has a pattern of behavior of also taking characters from minors and continuing to fuck with them even after said creator has displayed how uncomfortable they are with said usage of said character. I feel like I should just mention that that is just absolutely fucking disgusting. And apparently there's just a number of other things that apparently Synni did, even before Birdie and Synni ended up, like, moving in together. Apparently, Synni ended up creating some sort of weird fucking, like, you know, artwork featuring, like, Birdie's character as well as like, the previous 17-year-old's, like, character or something along those lines, featuring sexual assault, which was extremely weird. But of course, since Birdie had literally nowhere else to go, it was just kind of like, you know, you're kind of stuck with what you have, which is unfortunate. And apparently, you know, Synni promised to not do anything like that ever again after cutting off contact with the 17-year-old. I guess that aged like milk in the Florida heat now, didn't it? And I just find this absolutely fucking disgusting, to just every single goddamn degree, alright? So apparently, another thing is that, like, Synni speaking sexually with, like, people that she considers to be friends is apparently also extremely common across the board. Which is just... this may just be me as an outsider looking in, but, like, I personally wouldn't, like, talk sexually with any of my friends. Like, literally the only person that I would probably do that with, like, unironically, you know, would literally just be, like, my own boyfriend, because, well, he's my boyfriend and only he really needs to know such things. Like, that's, again, it's probably just me as an outsider looking in, thinking that this is weird. Maybe the friend group was perfectly fine with, you know, getting sexted by one of their friends, like, constantly. I really have absolutely no idea. It could just be a friend group thing. Maybe they just didn't have the heart to tell her to fuck off. Who the hell really knows? And at this point, I don't really think even Synni actually gives a shit, as we'll be getting into her response here, in just a little bit here. But of course, apparently these, you know, acting sexually and being extremely over-sexual to a dangerous degree also would carry over into the real world, as apparently Synni would basically sexually assault Birdie on multiple occasions, basically groping various parts of his body, making constant comments towards parts of his body, and even joking to finger him at some point, which was extremely weird, as well as a number of other things that Birdie goes into within the video, which is just genuinely fucking vile. Like, it is... I really have no idea, just... It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. And the fact that apparently Synni just got away with this up until now is just... I feel like it's just genuinely vile. And of course, if you don't really believe me, well, Here's quite literally a clip from Birdie's video in which he confronts Synni about not just the allegations, but also what Synni would do to him just on a regular basis. So here you go.
So, I know what happened.
What do you mean?
Soph told me that it's okay. Here, I'm gonna tell you what I know, okay? Soph told me that you've been sending porn to Enno, and she told me because I deserve to know.
Uh-huh.
And, you knew that Enno was 14.
Uh-huh.
I think this is very predatory. I don't support this, and I don't condone this, and oh, fuck. I noticed that you have withheld some information from me about, like, your behavior, because at this point, it's not a mistake. Like, you can't just accidentally send a 14-year-old porn.
No,
like,
no, you can't.
You groomed them. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. What you did was grooming. I can't support you in this.
In what?
Just in the situation, like, your actions, like, at first, like, from the information you told me, like, I thought you were being impulsive and making dumb mistakes, but this is an intentional, repeated behavior that you have continued to do, and I'm not okay with this. And this whole thing has made me realize that you have been inappropriate with me too.
Wait, how?
You know how I told you not to like poke me in the butt or like on my crotch, and you still do it?
Oh, Wait, do I do it in the crotch, really?
Like, I don't know, sometimes. You still make jokes about, like, fingering me and stuff, and you asked me to sit on your face that one time. Like, that's not, like, that's a sexual situation that you were gonna put me in. Like, I consented to it because I didn't know what kind of touching was and wasn't okay, but now that I'm, like, putting the pieces together, now that I've, like, stepped back and took in the whole view of the situation, you haven't been treating a lot of people right. Like, your hypersexuality can only go so far. Like, at this point, you're taking advantage of your fans, and you've taken advantage of me, and I'm gonna be honest, Synni, I don't want to live with you anymore.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I draw a line here. I can't have you doing these things with kids. I can't live with someone who is taking advantage of children. I can't.
I don't want to anymore.
But you still did, and that's the issue. You can't undo this. Like, you have done this with so many people, and it's okay.
No,
it's okay.
I want to be better. I want to do better.
You can't come back from this.
I want to do better.
You can't come back.
Please.
You can. It's okay, but
No.
Synni,
Jack, I cannot lose you.
I don't feel safe here anymore after learning what happened.
Jack,
Dude, I was fucking crying my eyes out earlier when I found out what you did.
Jack, please.
Broke my heart, Synni, that you would do that. This hurts me too.
Jack, I'm so sorry. I don't want to do this again.
It's already been done. The damage is already done.
Jack, oh fuck. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ever make you feel like I was taking advantage of you.
It's not about me.
I know, and Enno,
when you've been doing this with them for months too, and you lied to me about it.
What do you mean?
You would intentionally, like, hide from me that you guys were, like, talking about sexual stuff. You never told me how old they were.
I told you we were being hypersexual with each other. Like
yeah, but you never told me how old they were.
I thought I did. I thought I told you.
And you said out loud that you're being hypersexual with a 14-year-old, and that was okay in your mind. When you said that out loud. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think that anymore.
Well, then why did you think that to begin with? Like,
I don't know. It was some sort of desperation for something familiar.
Desperation?
Something familiar.
Like,
I don't want to do this anymore.
Then don't.
I won't. I won't ever again.
But
I'm making a conscious choice. I don't want to do it ever again.
Cinny?
I stopped talking to them for a while because I felt guilty, and I knew I shouldn't have done it. And
Cinny.
You
can't come back from this. I'm so sorry.
And I'm sorry.
So, of course, you know, you heard the entire clip. Effectively, the moment that, like, you know, Birdie basically stated, I want to get the fuck out of here, I can't support you anymore. Immediately just deciding to resort to manipulation. And if you think that that's the only instance of, you know, Cindy deciding to try and manipulate Birdie into trying to stay, or into just guilt-tripping him in general, well, I mean, Birdie literally shows off a screenshot very early on in the video of apparently a DM that Cindy decided to send of her guilt-tripping him. How fucking fantastic of a person is this? Now we should probably try and get into the actual, like, apology video, because even though it's a short one, there's really only so much that we can really get into. So without any further ado, let us just get started.
I was going to make a video talking about a recent document that was released about me, but the situation has gotten much more serious as I realize the damage that I've caused. I have been an irresponsible content creator, and I've been acting inappropriately towards my fans.
Okay, I feel like there's already just so much to kind of address here. First of all, of course, you know, generic black screen apology. I'm probably gonna have to put some sort of, like, visual stimulation over this because Jesus fucking Christ, there's only so much they can really get out of a fucking black screen. But, like, it almost feels like she's just kind of, like, reading off of a script, which I guess really isn't that bad of a thing, but it just makes it seem, like, infinitely less authentic, because I just don't know how to really describe it. It just makes it sound less genuine if you just read it off of a fucking script or a teleprompter. But apparently she was also planning on trying to make a video on the documents for whatever reason up until she actually realized that it was serious, which I'm assuming basically means up until she realized that Birdie was actually just going to fucking up and leave her, which is, you know, just absolutely fantastic.
This alone is enough for me to realize I need to make sweeping changes to how I conduct myself and how I interact with my fans. But the most serious thing I've done is I've groomed a minor. I became friends with a 14-year-old after I made a mental note to myself to not become friends with minors again.
Jesus fucking Christ. The fact that apparently this shit happened multiple times is just genuinely terrifying in my personal opinion. But on the topic of making sweeping changes to how you interact with people online, well, here's a solution. Don't interact with anyone online ever again. Cut off your entire friend group. Delete every single bit of social media presence that you have and live in a fucking hole, because honestly, to me, that's all you're really worth.
And I overshared with them. I shared graphic, explicit materials with them when I shouldn't have. I groomed this child, and I knew what I was doing was wrong. And I betrayed everyone who looked up to me. I betrayed my friends. I've done the worst possible thing I could have done, and I'm suffering for my choices. I don't know if I can ever come back to my platform, and it's my own fault.
Again, I feel like it just kind of speaks for itself that you really just shouldn't come back to your platform. You shouldn't even have a platform in the first place. You probably, as an apology to everyone, probably the most sincere one that you can do is delete every single social media that you have. Like, literally deactivate everything, and never come back. Again, the best thing that you can do is up and leave.
I'm going to seek therapy. I'm stepping away from my social medias, and I'm going to try to figure out why I felt it was appropriate to talk to my fans this way.
One thing that I can at least give this apology video over, like, most other YouTube apology videos is, of course, the fact that she's actually saying what she actually did. Like, at least there's one thing. Like, you can't really say that about YouTube apology videos anymore. They usually try to dance around what they've done as much as possible in order to try and keep their audience around. At least she just gets straight to the point and admits to grooming a fucking kid.
I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want this pattern to repeat itself. I want to be better. Nothing I do will ever make this right, but I want to make sure it never happens again. I'm sorry to everyone I've ever made uncomfortable with my sexual content. I'm sorry to the victim I groomed.
Okay, I just want to include this one here, and this is going to be the last part of the apology that I'm going to be including right here, but, like, this just seems so fucking general, it's not even funny. And also, why aren't you even saying the victim's name in this case? Why can't you just fucking say their name? Say their fucking name, you fucking asshole. It would at least make you seem legitimately, like, more genuine, in my personal opinion. If you just said the name of who you fucking hurt, you fucking dickhead. This is just showing that you really just don't actually care, like, at the end of the day. Or at least you don't care enough to at least state who it is that you fucking hurt. You know their name, and you should say it. But anyways, that's basically about it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, well, actually, I don't even know if I can really say that. If you endured today's video, that's probably more like it. Go ahead and leave a like, that's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, and I have channel memberships now if you want to throw me a $5. And, yeah. Anyways, guys, this has been Sandy, and I need a nap.